Hey friends, welcome back to LlamaMamaKayla's YouTube channel. It's been a hot minute since I've been on here, right? I want to welcome you all back and thank you for clicking on the video to check out what I've got to say. And just thank you for sticking with me and all the prayers and thoughts that you have given me over the last few months, actually this whole year. And I really hate that the video that's been up for so long is that horrible video of me in the hospital. I hate that that was the last video that I left up for so long because it's a horrible, embarrassing video, but it is what it is. So as you all know, I've been very sick, and I've actually been sicker than what I've shared, and I've been wanting to do an update video, but I honestly have just not felt like it at all. And I don't feel good most of the time. Today I told Dakota, I said, I really need to make a YouTube video. I want to make a video. And he said, what can I do to help you make that happen? And so I told him I need my desk cleaned off. And so he helped me clean off my desk and organize the little projects that I have going on and things that were just piled on my desk, because this was piled up to this shelf right here. It was piled up to this shelf with yarn, skeins of yarn that I've been using for different projects, and then projects that I've been working on just kind of shoved all up in here. And so my desk is a L-shaped desk, and so from there right here all the way around the corner and up the side was just piled with stuff I've been working on and just haven't felt like cleaning off my desk. So Dakota helped me do that today to get a fresh start, so I feel much better about that. And I wanted to make a video and update you all and just chat a minute. So, just to recap, because I know I have a lot of new viewers. So just to recap the issues that I've been having, along with all the autoimmune diseases that I do carry along with me. Over the last few years, I've had trouble swallowing, and it's just gotten worse and worse to the point where some days I couldn't even swallow water. It wouldn't go down. And I've spent, lots of time in the hospital, running tests and such. And then finally I went to Shreveport, Louisiana, to have a test run at the hospital over there. And it showed that scleroderma had hardened my esophagus. And it did not work at all. Like a normal person's esophagus, as they drink or eat food, their esophagus contracts and squeezes and pushes the food along. My esophagus did not move at all, did not do anything, because it was hardened by scleroderma. And so my options were to have my esophagus removed and my intestines pulled up, my small intestine pulled up to act as esophagus, but that doesn't contract either like that, and so it would just be basically the same thing, except it wouldn't be hardened. It would be a softer tissue there that I was swallowing food down. And my second option was to get a feeding tube. And my doctor who's been with me for many years, like 15 plus years, he said with all my other diseases that I have going on in my body, that would be a very hard recovery for me to have the esophagus removed and all that. He said it would be a major surgery and a hard recovery, and he didn't think that would be a wise choice for me. So we decided to go with getting a feeding tube, and he said that would be easy peasy, one night in the hospital, and it would be over with, and life would go on and be easy. Well, life has not been easy. Getting a feeding tube was not easy for me. I had that done in, golly, I can't even remember now, February? I believe the first one was like February the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. And since then, I've had 4 more feeding tubes. So I've had 5 feeding tubes put in all. My body kept rejecting them, and I've just had a horrible experience. You know, if anything's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong with me, of course. But, and this is probably going to be all over the place, as I should have made some notes, but I didn't, because that's not how I roll. So this is probably just going to be all over the place. But anyway, like I said, I've had 5 feeding tubes put in, so 5 back-to-back surgeries that really took a toll on my body. And the last one that I had done, well, the fourth one that I had done, I got really, really sick with that. It came out of my stomach, and there's some feeding tubes have a balloon inside them, inside your stomach, and some just have a bumper. The one I had just a bumper, so that it's like a little foamy hard disc type thing inside the stomach that holds it in. That came out of my stomach and was in between my stomach and the abdomen wall. And so my formula and anything that I did take by mouth was not going into my stomach. Well, it would go into my stomach, but then it would come out of my stomach and into my abdomen wall, between my stomach and, abdomen wall there. And so I ended up very, very sick, septic, and I had organs shutting down. My kidneys were shut down and was not working. Just everything was shutting down, and I became septic and was very, very sick. So they did put in a new feeding tube, a completely new place, and so the feeding tube hole that I had to close, and it wasn't closing, and I got infection around that, chemical burn all over my stomach, and my whole exposed skin from my breast all the way down to my waist, from leakage of the feeding tube hole and the previous leaking from the feeding tube that I had chemical burn all over my stomach and breast, and that was a doozy, very, very bad. And so I was in the hospital for a very long time, and then they did change us out to a new feeding tube, and they had put a GJ tube in and stitched it down inside my intestines, my small intestines. And so then they, and I didn't even know that was happening. That was just a surprise thing that they come in one day and said, we're supposed to take you to surgery. And I was already NPO anyway, so, and I wasn't getting anything through the tube because we was trying to get that extra hole to close up. So they could just surprise me with surgery like that. And so they took me in and put that GJ tube in and stitched it down into my intestines. And we thought that was going to be the answer, but it wasn't. Of course, I had difficulties with that. The stitching came out of my intestines, and that GJ tube ended up coming out anyway. It's like my body just kept rejecting the feeding tubes. But yet I needed the feeding tube because, I needed to be able to get nutrition into my stomach, adequate nutrition. So, anyway, I was very, very sick, And so they couldn't just send me home. And I ended up on TPN feedings because we couldn't use my tube. And, you know, like I said, my organs were shutting down. I wasn't getting nutrition. I wasn't getting hydration or, you know, much of anything. I did have IVs, and I was getting lots and lots of medicine through the IVs. Antibiotics and stuff like that because of being septic and all. And actually I ended up with 3 IV pumps because on one pole I had 2 IV pumps that were pumping fluids and antibiotics. And then because I was on so many antibiotics, they had to put a 3rd pump in my room on a new pole. And so, and then on my body, I had an IV in my arm, and then I ended up with a midline put in, like through my chest, and then like on the right side, and on the left side, I ended up with a PICC line. And so I was really put through it. And I don't know, they couldn't send me home. But I'm sure insurance was like, you know, trying to boot me out or something. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but I know how insurance does. So they ended up sending me to a nursing home, a long-term care facility, and let me just tell you, it was horrible. I hated it. I hated every minute of it there. Their hours, visiting hours, were set up so that my family couldn't even come visit me. Jody would try to get off work a little bit early and come and see me, but by the time he would get there, it would be about 5:15, 5:20, and that's when I'm taking off work early. And visiting hours were over at like 6, so if he got to spend 30 minutes with me, that was, you know, all we got. And plus, by the time he would get there every day, and he couldn't even make it every day because he had a lot of stuff going on at work, and he couldn't take off early every day. But by the time he would get there, I would be like, okay, help me do this, help me do that. And he was helping me get cleaned up and get, you know, pajamas changed and stuff like that. And so the whole 30 minutes, if we had 30 minutes, the whole 30 minutes that he was there, we didn't really visit. It was more like him just helping me get cleaned up and get things done before he had to leave at 6. And he had to leave at 6 because a security guard came and would escort him out if he wasn't going by 6. So yeah, it was, and then they had it set up where there was no visitation on weekends. And so that's when he's off work on Saturday and Sunday, but you couldn't have visitors on Saturday and Sunday. So it was just horrible. I hated it there every moment. I feel so bad for people who are stuck in nursing homes and, you know, family can't come visit them and such. In the past years, my boys and I, you know, pre-COVID, past years, my boys and I would take hats and scarves that I had made to nursing homes and pass out at Christmas time. And, you know, we enjoyed doing that. We enjoyed, you know, putting a smile on their faces or whatever. But I'm here to tell you that's not enough. So, just going once a year and passing out hats and scarves is nothing. So once this COVID stuff lets up more and visitation can go on more at nursing homes, I plan to do a lot more visiting and not just going in a room and passing out something and leaving. I'm talking visiting with people. That's my goal. we just need this COVID, visitation and stuff to get better at nursing homes for that, because it is a miserable, horrible, scary place to be. If you know anyone in a nursing home, please make sure you're visiting them as you're allowed to, and just because it's horrible. It's horrible being lonely. So that is one of my goals, is to visit people in nursing homes, especially people who don't have visitors or can't get out of their rooms and go to, the meeting places, dining rooms or TV rooms or whatever they might have. Of course, when I was in the nursing home, excuse me, I was just stuck in my room all day. I don't even know if they had any kind of TV room or anything like that. I doubt that they did, because it was, COVID restrictions. So anyway, saying all that to say that my health has been horrible. I've had a horrible time, and honestly, I'm still struggling, because I'm not where I used to be, and I'm trying to find the new me with this feeding tube and trying to make the best of it. But it's not fun, not at the least. But I'm making it work. But like I said, I am still struggling. I have lots and lots of bad days. During the day, I might have a good moment where I'm able to, accomplish something. But anything that you see that I do, just know that either my husband or my sons helped me pull that off. And I'm forever grateful for them. When I was in the hospital, Jody did take off work each time I would have surgery and try to be there with me, that day and the next day or whatever. But let's face it, I've been in the hospital a lot. And, even back in December when I think I was in the hospital like twice then. Or maybe it was November and then in December. But anyway, he's taking off work to be with me and doing all that, and but then, it just got to be so much that I would tell him, he would take off when I had surgery, but then he would stay with me like the next day, and then I'd tell him, just going back to work, because he had missed so much work, and they've been really good at his work about that. But, I felt guilty that he was missing work, and plus I didn't want them to, be like, oh, Jody's taking off again. So he was with me as much as he could be. But yeah, I'm struggling, just trying to find the new me. I'm finally able to crochet again. At first, I could not even crochet. I could do a few stitches, and then I had to stop and rest, and then I could, do a few more stitches. So I'm finally able to crochet more at a time, which gives me something to do and, keeps my mind a little bit busy. But I tell you, before I got sick, like way back yonder, I've always been a busy person, on the go, doing this, doing that, involved in tons of different things, activities. I homeschooled my kids for 23 years, both of them all the way through. So we had always had lots of outside activities and field trips and things going on. And we were just, on the go a lot. And then as I got sick, things slowed down for me. And then at one point, things come to a screeching halt for me. And that's hard to deal with, especially when your mind still wants to do all these things, but your body won't let you. That is kind of devastating. It really is. It's hard. So, and as you know, things have went on, and I've had more sicknesses and illnesses coming up in my life and everything. It's just made that more difficult. So I am stuck at home most of the time. I get out very little, and I hate it. Some of you may be in the same boat and understand what I'm saying, but I'm a go-go person, and I hate not being able to go-go. So just trying to find things to keep me busy. I'm also the type of person who needs a hobby. I need to be creative. I need an outlet. And like my mind is working all the time. My mind is always thinking of things to do. And I need to be able to do those things, or at least have some kind of creative outlet. So crocheting and knitting does give me that bit of creative outlet. Before I crocheted and knitted, I painted, and not that I was a great painter or artist or anything like that. It was just a hobby, but I enjoyed it, and so I painted. And as I kept losing more and more fingers, it became more difficult. And one of the last paintings I painted, I remember saying to my family, that this might be about my last painting, because it was very hard to do fine detail work. Because I would hold the paintbrush with these two hands, and it was just two fingers here, and it was just difficult and more work than enjoying, I guess I would say. So I put the paints aside and just started crocheting and knitting, So I think at that time I might have knitted, and I learned to crochet after that. And I do enjoy crocheting. I enjoy being creative with it, not just following a pattern. I enjoy just seeing what I can make or what I can come up with and stuff. And so this is a project that I didn't have a pattern for. It's just something that I kind of made up, but I knew could be done. And so I did look for a pattern, but the pattern I found was not in U.S. terms, and I just didn't feel like putting the brain power in. And so I was like, I can just wing that. And so that's what I'm doing. And so I'll show you at a later date what this project is. But I know I've just babbled about my health issues, but I did want to give everyone an update. I thank you all so much for your thoughts and prayers, cards, text messages, and stuff that you've sent. I just thank you so much. You don't know how little things like that have just brightened my day, and I haven't had energy and stuff like that to respond and thank people properly. But I'm trying to get there. I'm pushing forward. Let me say that. Each day I try to do a little bit better. But then some days, it's all I can do to get out of the bed to go to the bathroom. And then I get back in the bed. And that happens a lot. I think I have a lot of inflammation in my body right now, and it's just painful to move. So I did take an extra prednisone this morning, thinking maybe that will help get some of that inflammation out of my body. Some days are really, really hard. And so, you know, I've been wanting to do this update video to let you all know about what was going on with my health and that, hey, I am still alive. But, you know, like I said, I just really hadn't felt like doing it, and I needed my desk cleaned off and not have the energy to do that on my own. So thankfully, Dakota did help me. And that's Phoebe in the background barking at something. I don't know what she's barking at. She might, the cat might be teasing her. I don't know. But, yeah, so that's where I'm at. But I do want to make videos. I do want to get back into making my YouTube videos. I have been crocheting some things that I would love to share with you all. So I want to make some videos and share those things with you. And so what else has been going on with me? Well, as you know, from past videos that I collect different things. I like to collect things. And for all my life, I guess, I've collected dolls of different types. And so during the pandemic, I started collecting dolls more. And so I collected more of baby doll type dolls because I have all kinds of different types of doll collections. And so I started collecting more baby doll types, like reborn type dolls. And so I've really enjoyed that because they're more life size and I can actually crochet for them. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been crocheting for dolls. And what I find in my life, I don't know about your experience, but with me, people don't want crochet stuff. Hardly anybody wants any crochet stuff. And so I need to be crocheting to give myself something to do every day. Believe me, I need that. I need that to give me purpose. And so, just to make an item and not have anybody that wants it. I mean, I can't even give this stuff away. Is, you know, kind of sad. And so if I was making stuff that I'm just going to end up with anyway, I've been crocheting dresses and different things like that for my dolls. And so, and then I discovered that I really enjoy making dresses for them, or even buying dresses and clothes and stuff at thrift shops, and then dressing them up in either, you know, crochet dresses or bought dresses and taking pictures of them. And so that gives me something to do, and that's something creative that I can do. So I have enjoyed taking pictures of my dolls and just making up little stories for them, and kind of a role play type thing. Just making up stories about the picture, what's going on in the picture. And so that's another way that I can that can be a creative outlet for me. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been posting those pictures on Instagram. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I am LlamaMamaKayla on Instagram. And so that's what I post over there, is pictures of my dolls wearing either dresses or shorts, pants, clothes, whatever, that I have crocheted for them. And some people don't understand that, you know, the collecting dolls and crocheting for them. But I'm sure I don't know. Some people don't understand it and make fun of it or whatever, but it's probably people who don't have hobbies themselves and understand hobbies, or they think it's weird or whatever, but I really don't care. It gives me something to do, and I'm able to, use it as a creative outlet. So I don't really care what other people say. At this age, at my age, I turned 50 in April. I don't care what people think about me. To be honest, I just don't really care. You either like me or you don't. If you don't, that's okay. And like I said, I am posting on Instagram. Actually, I'm not using Facebook at all. I've never enjoyed Facebook. I just do not enjoy it. Some people do, and that is great if that works for you. But Facebook just does not work for me. I've posted on there, I've been on there for years and would post and stuff, but I've never really enjoyed it. It's mainly, I used it because that's what everybody else was doing. And then it became a kind of a habit to check Facebook and stuff. And so I'm totally out of that habit now of checking Facebook. There is a couple of Facebook groups that I do use. And I will get on there sometimes if I'm looking for a picture or a pattern or something, because I do have a page, a group page that I'm the only member of, that I've, over the years, I've posted patterns and stuff to, and saved pictures to it and stuff like that. So I'll get on there and search my little group there and look for pictures or patterns or whatever. And, I have pictures of my kids that I've uploaded over there over the years. And so I didn't delete my Facebook, but I will tell you this. I had like over 1,500 Facebook friends, and I now have like 40. I went through and deleted everyone who wasn't a relative or lived right here in my community, so that I know what's going on in my, on the streets around me. But, and I narrowed that down to 40 people. And like I said, some of them are, relatives that, that's just the best way to keep up with them if I want to get on there and look. And then the others are, people here in my community, so I can know what's going on. But, I went over that number 40, the 40 people, like, many times, trying to narrow that down, because I really would like it to be only about like 10 people. And so I feel like I've gotten it down to as low as I can. And then I deleted like all the pages that I liked over the years. I deleted groups. I think I might have kept just a very few groups that really are pertain to my life right now, such as a lupus group, a Raynaud's group, a scleroderma group, Sojourn's group, things that have to do with my illness, tube feeding group, a couple of dog groups, and then a couple of crochet groups. Not that I've been posting in them or anything like that, but they're there if I want to see them. I think I might have kept like 10 groups, and most of them are medical. So anyway, yeah, I've done away with Facebook, and I'm just using Instagram. To me, Instagram is much more positive, especially the people who I follow on Instagram. Basically just post pictures of their hobbies, pictures of their, kids or grandkids, family photos, and hobbies, and then just, trips or whatever like that. So I feel like on Instagram, I'm not reading 1,000 people's, every thought that pops in 1,000 people's heads. I don't need to be reading that. And so that's why I'm on Instagram and not Facebook. So in the future, I do want to start making videos and trying to get back to some kind of, normal, find the normal for me. So I want to put out a couple videos a week. And some of them will be crochet. Some of them might be health, because I do want to bring awareness to some of the things that go on with me and that other people might not even think about or know the importance of. Just like, visiting people in a nursing home, or awareness to Raynaud's, because a lot of people do not realize how serious Raynaud's is. Even a lot of doctors will say it's not serious. And I'm here to tell you that Raynaud's is serious. When you've lost 5 fingers, you know that Raynaud's is serious. And I do have, I'm having issues with a toe. I do have Raynaud's in my feet also, but I have not lost any toes. But I do have a toe that is pretty dark and throbbing. So I'm just keeping an eye on it and hoping for the best. But anyway, as I was saying, that I do want to, continue with some crochet videos. Some videos will be about crochet that I've done for my dolls, showing the doll, wearing the dresses or clothes or whatever that I've made for them. And then some videos just might be doll-related videos, because that's what I'm enjoying right now. At this point in my life, I'm just enjoying, collecting dolls, dressing them up, making up stories about them, showing different things of my doll collection or whatever. Jody calls them our grandkids. We had to buy our own grandkids. Oh. And over Memorial Day weekend, he and I we went for a drive with my health and his knees, because he has, both his knees are messed up. We're not able to get out and walk around and do a lot of touristy type things. So anyway, we decided we would just go riding for Memorial Day weekend. So we rode over to Vicksburg, Mississippi, and rode through the battlefield over there, and just rode around town and done things like that. And so we did take a couple of dolls with us, and I think we only ended up taking pictures with one of them, though. And we would stop at different places and take some photos of Tallulah, my tallest doll. She's like 31 inches. Well, actually, I do have 2 that are 32 inches tall, but she's 31 inches, I believe. And the phone cut off. I'm not exactly sure where it cut off at, but I was saying that Jody and I took Tallulah with us over to Mississippi, and we would stop at different places and take some photos of her, just, being silly and just doing things. We had fun doing that and just sightseeing, riding around. So anyway, this video must be getting pretty long because it did cut off. And like I said, I don't even know where it cut off at. So this part might not even make sense to the previous part of the video. But yeah, I do want to just thank you all for sticking around. I know there's lots and lots of people out there making videos, and you could click on any video, and I appreciate you clicking on mine. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. This video was just give an update and kind of tell what's going on, where I'm at right now, and what's going on in my life. So I hope you're all having a great summer. It's been very, very hot here in Louisiana. And from what I understand, it's been like unseasonably hot, even in the northern parts of the United States and in Canada and different places, you know. I know it's, you know, been very, very hot here, but I know up north, y'all are not used to these hot temps that you've been having. And so, you know, I hate that for you. I hate it for everybody. I hate it for me. But I stay inside mostly. Oh, my boys, my husband and my 2 boys, they did fix me up a little place right here in the front yard because I can't walk very far. They set me up a little place out here with some old doors and windows that we had that I'm using as my backdrop. And so I'll just go out there and take a picture and come back in. And usually somebody's helping me pull that off. So, yeah, on Instagram you might see lots of pictures and things like that. And it might look like, oh, wow, she's doing all this. But trust me, I couldn't pull that off if somebody wasn't helping me. And then sometimes if I'm going somewhere with someone, we might take a dog with us and stop somewhere and take a picture, you know, just to get a picture that's not at the house. So yeah, that's what my life has become. As silly and crazy as that might sound, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to get off here because, like, you know, I don't know how long this is. And I will see you all again very soon. I will be back with a Wednesday WIP video and a Friday mail haul video this week. And I might throw in a doll video somewhere in there too. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you all. And I will visit with you all again. Thanks for stopping by for a visit.